Okay, Andrew. The first thing I'm looking at is your base and kind of how you're situated here. And I'm going to do some drawing on here and try to show you a couple things. Um, Number one, your base is really, really wide. So what I'd like for you to do is plant 1 foot and then stick your heel in there. Okay? So you've got 1 foot pointed straight, 1 foot kind of heel in your instep, and you'll go heel to toe. That's a little gappy. But you want to go 3 of your own feet wide. Okay, and this isn't something you want to do at practice or uh, like pregame day or something. This is something you need to work out at the house or just kind of get it figured out. When you get really wide, you lose a little power because your legs are already fairly straight and hamstrings are tight. So if you could cut it down, and like I said, 3 of your own feet wide, that would be a really good place to start. Okay. Um, Your position at the knee looks really good. What I'm looking for here is that your knee is even with or slightly behind your toe. You're in great shape. You can see you've got a big staggered base here. So again, with the 3 of your own feet wide deal, all right, you also want your feet to be even. You know, your toes pointing the same way and all that. What happens is if you've got a foot drop, one hand will finish before the other one will, and then it'll cause you to push to a side occasionally, which you don't want. So square base, 3 of your own feet wide, that's a big deal, okay? So going back, I like the position here. That looks good. All right, you've got a big gap right here, which is great. You get snap power 3 ways, and that's the initial pull with your hands up here, okay? And then your body will crunch down real hard as you start to come through your legs. And then when you finish, when your hands are back here, okay, those legs will get a little straighter. And then, so I call it pull, crunch, pop. You got 3 things: pull with your arms, crunch with your gut, and pop your legs back. And you just don't want to jump back or anything like that. Just kind of let those legs do their thing. I can see right here, if you look real close right there, your thumb is up in a lazy position. So what you want to do is swing your right hand down around the ball, just like you're going to throw me a pass out in the yard, like we're trying to work on throwing a really nice spiral. That's where you want that thumb. Right now, you're kind of cradling the ball. It'll spin real fast, but it won't explode out of your hands real fast. And you want that, quick release when you're snapping the football away. So when that thumb's up like that, I call it the lazy thumb, or a lot of people do. And all you really got to do is scoot your guide hand down the ball a little bit. So maybe that top finger is about that high, talking about your middle finger. And just pull it down where you can swing your right thumb down around the ball. So basically, that right thumb will be down lower in that area. Okay. And that gives you a good handshake grip on the ball. That's really important. And just moving the guide hand to let you do that. Okay, your initial pull's really good. Somewhere, all of us will be 90 degrees right here. That's exactly where you want to be. You're kind of loaded up, ready to go. And you can see your body's crunching down. Your legs are already starting to pop. And you got pretty good flexibility. Hold that finish a little bit longer. Get both hands through. It looks pretty good, but you're awful wide. I think if you cut your base down, you'll get more leg extension there and have a little hotter ball coming out. But get your hands even. You can see your right hand came a lot harder than your left one did. You got kind of a staggered finish with your hands. When you finish that, that's your leg. These are your arms coming through. So like your head would be right here. And they call this the plus position. Hold that longer. Okay. If you think about your arms reaching through, like right there, that's pretty dang good. But get your palms out to the side, nothing going up in the air like that, right? Looks like your left hand got out and your right hand kind of stayed up. Go ahead and finish with both palms out to the side. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is another great clip just to show what your thumb's doing on your right hand. If you look right here, you can see that thumb is way up that ball, okay? And we need to swing it down around. If you wanted to say it like your right thumb could almost be a continuation of the stripe on the back of the ball. And to do that, you're just going to have to pull your guide hand down a little bit. What we're trying to do here is keep the football out of the the lower palm of both hands, and that keeps your fingers poised to really push the ball away. But this grip you got right here, that's called a lazy thumb, and we want to get rid of that. You have to spend some time on that. Another thing that you can see from this angle really well is how wide your knees are. If I drew lines right here, I would want your kneecaps just to be, hang on, get your kneecaps right on the outside of your delts right there. So all this extra space here, it's too much. And where you get into some trouble with this is like on your PAT and field goal stuff. You'll make your A gaps real weak if your base is real wide. Plus, somebody could fall on your straightened out leg, and potentially a little more chance for injury there. So I wouldn't get that wide. You've got good flexibility. I would cut that down a little bit. And again, measure. You're going to stick a heel in here. Go 1, 2, 3, heel to toe. Then just turn that foot straight. It won't be that small, but you're going to probably cut it down 3 or 4 inches, I bet. And but you want to be able to get through, but you don't want to get crazy wide. Okay, so that's something else we need to look at there. Okay, watch your left hand come out real quick. See that? Go ahead and get them both back there and finish. In a game, you can't, but like stuff like this for film or practicing, hold that finish a little bit longer. You got a pretty nice ball. Now, you might notice that spiral's got a little wobble to it. It's not horrible, but as it gets to your punter there catching, it starts wobbling pretty good. And your thumbs stabilize rotation. So if I put my hands on the ball, my right hand ought to be in a quarterback grip. And remember, I said your thumb will kind of be a continuation of the stripe. Then whatever you do with the guide hand, those thumbs will be parallel looking. Okay, so you want to make sure you got that look. That's important because that's what keeps everything spinning right rotation wise. Okay, I see that you're kind of leaning forward there a little bit. That's not a huge deal right now. But I wouldn't get in the habit of putting my hands on the ground unless your coach has got you bulldogging after the snap where you're kind of in a 4-point base. But all in all, pretty good. I just think the big things, grip, get your thumb right, and then get your stance cut down a little bit. You're a little bit too wide.